Uh,
I think everyone is here. So I would like to start.
yeah, please.
Okay. Looking at my screen, I'm astonished. With the collective expertise gathered here, we are deeply honored to welcome you all. A very cheerful good afternoon to our adjudicators, teachers, and participants. I am Anji Srivastav, and Ocean Sharma is hosting the debate. A very warm welcome to our guest, Mr. Pawan Rele, sir. Sir is an advocate at Supreme Court of India. Sir is a co-founder of VSPR Associate and NIVE Judicial Education System. Sir has filed an intervention application in Supreme Court Advocates on Record Assassination versus Union of India in 2016. Immediately after passing out his college, Sir has argued before five-judge bench. Also, Sir is the author of a book titled Bureaucracy versus Democracy, Revisiting Fourth Judge Case. Sir is also honored by Dr. Manmohan Singh, ex-Prime Minister of India. We welcome you, sir. We also have our faculty coordinator, Mr. Sumit Maheshwari, sir, who is assistant professor in Prestige Institute of Management and Research. The Prestige family is really pleased to have you amongst us. We are excited to hear our participant and wish that this event leaves the best remark in our memories. The room is ready, the tables are set. So let's start with our awaited Padma Shri and NN Jain debate competition. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving such a brief profile of mine. And it's really a golden opportunity for me to adjudicate such a prestigious moot court competition in this difficult situation. And I really congratulate the Prestige Law College for the same. So let's start with the rounds. So which is team code 14? Please raise your hand. Team code. Okay, you are team code 14. And team code 39? So yeah, so team code 14, from here we'll start for the motion. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Timing and everything, I think you might be knowing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please start. Team code 14.
The foremost task at hand is to identify the problem, and the way to do so is to conduct tests on a wide range, which is a straight guideline from the WHO. Unless we have the knowledge about how deeply rooted this virus is in our country, how are we to implement the solutions once it is found? There needs to be an estimate of the resources the country will need for eradicating the problem, which has already crippled the social strength of our country. This is why today I, Sania Ravlani, stand for the motion. Article 21 of the Indian Constitution, Protection of Life and Liberty, states, and I quote, "No person shall be deprived of his life and liberty except according to procedure established by law." A person not willing to pay for his test is surely not taking care of their health. But what they're not realizing is that their lack of awareness of the gravity of the situation is not only hampering their right to life, but also the right to life of the people they're in contact with every day. More than 400 billion people live in crowded cities in our country, many without proper water conditions, which is the cause of the spread of this virus. A global health researcher, Dr. Anand Bhan, has clearly said that community spread is very likely, which is why the urgency to test is a fundamental need and the main aspect. It appears to be a classic case of populist approach in the garb of judicial activism. But it is pertinent to note that free testing is for the welfare of the people. And Article 38 under the directive principles of state policies says so. In the case of Shashank Dio Sudhi versus Union of India and others, it is clearly mentioned that people belonging to the Ayushman Bharat Yojana and people belonging to the economically weaker section will be provided free testing. But what is disregarded here is that a huge chunk of people belong to the middle class struggling populations, which have to pay for their families, and they're also losing the job as the employment rate has been cut down by 26% in the country due to this pandemic. I personally believe that nobody should be deprived to go to the COVID-19 test, as the cap is set at 4,500, which is not so moderate for these people. South Korea, a developing country just like ours, has agreed to provide free tests all over the country, and they have already reined in their outbreak without a lockdown, just by ramping up their testing facilities. This is how significant it is to fight our battle by looking at providing free testing for the country. The government labs are already providing free testing plus free treatment for the people who are infected. Not doing so. They're only providing for the people who are actually eligible for the category that is mentioned above. It is pertinent to note that even though the center has considered the reimbursement of the free testing, it is important to not disregard the fact that this is not a corporate negotiation, and private labs act as an institute to brawl the battle we are fighting. The mantle rests as much as on the stakeholders as on the constitutional course to face this crisis with grace and far-sighted understanding of the situation. We cannot put price on the lives of our countrymen. And when a common man believes in the judiciary to do so, I think fundamental rights should prevail. Thank you.
Just a minute. Hello. Okay, now it's the time for Team Code 39. Team Code 39 will speak against the motion.
So good afternoon to all the panel members here. I'm here to put forth my argument against the motion. So starting off, when the country stepped into 2020 with all its plans towards economic upliftment of $5 trillion, now the entire country was locked down due to the pandemic. At present, there are 85,940 cases tested positive in India, but this is far less when compared to the total Indian population of 1.3 billion. As laymen may interpret this is because India has put a lockdown at the correct time, put for the Janata curfew and all. That's only partially right. It's because most cases will still not come to the light due to the testing facilities in India. Right now, Indians are getting tested for COVID-19 only when they are advised by their doctors, but the long wait at the government hospitals and the prohibitive cost of the private ones could deter even those with the symptoms from showing up. The Supreme Court said that the testing in private labs should be free to those who are eligible under the Ayushman Bharat health policy. It is said that around 500 people fall under this policy, that they are eligible for free testing of COVID-19 in private labs. But survey says that about 276 million people live under the poverty line, but it is considered that more than 800 million people are considered poor. Keeping this aside, with this whole country under lockdown, people who live just above the poverty line, the weaker sections of the society, and those lower middle class people who have lost their jobs during this lockdown are the real sufferers of this period of this pandemic, and also without any financial stability. The capped price of rupees 4,500 for testing is not cheap or not even affordable to these sections of people. Certain laboratories and hospitals, in order to optimize the cost of testing, are opting to do pool testing. Pool testing is a testing wherein the batches of samples are tested together. If any of the batch turns to be negative, then the samples in that particular batch are tested individually. This can be effective when it is effectively done. This step says that testing in India has been put some efforts to be scaled up, but when talking about testing, about individual testing, scaling up is still a challenge, and it has to reach to every nook and corner of the country where rural people were not aware of the pandemic still. senior advocate, coming back to the capital price is 4,500. The senior advocate Mukul Rohatji, appearing on behalf of those private laboratories and hospitals, said that the stated price of rupees 4,500 for testing by ICMR, Indian Council of Medicine and Research, is on the moderate side. It would be impossible for the private labs to carry on free testing due to financial constraints and other factors and all. Yes, I agree. But we can expect certain humanitarian charitable action on behalf of the private laboratories and hospitals, but that should be totally voluntary and it cannot be enforced. But coming to the government has a responsibility to ensure the people's health. It is said that most of the private laboratories who underwent free testing have altered the entire testing process as the government didn't ensure any reimbursement to them. This is where we get a question, as the government has become reluctant towards the health of the people. Either it is a king's rule or any type of state as a democratic rule, the welfare of the state should be the first priority, but beforehand, it should be the health and hygiene of the people that should be the first priority to lead to the welfare. India to get back normal among the world countries has to recover from the pandemic. To conclude, I'd like to make some interpretations of why.
Hello. So I think your time is over as per the rules prescribed by the prestigious law college. Now, let's start with the rebuttal. Team code 14.
I request for permission for the rebuttal.
Please.
Like in this speech, my opponent mentioned that the government has been reluctant. Is she trying to say that since March 22nd, the lockdown, which was for the welfare of the people, so that they stay in their homes and they do not come out and get infected, is that being reluctant? Also, they have specified sections like 144, imposing section 144, and they have also imposed section 188 of IPC, Indian Penal Code 1860. Are they trying to say that the government is being reluctant towards the welfare of the people and not taking care of the people of our country? Another point is that my opponent just mentioned that the capped amount is 4,500. She also agrees that it is not that moderate, just pointing out to that. Also, to make a very important note, ICMR has clearly said that the price of the test should have been to rupees 740 to 1150 only. So what are these arbitrary charges for?
Okay. Team code 39.
Say that it is not that people aren't taking care of their health, it is that they just couldn't afford the price put forth by the private laboratories. And the thing what I said is that it is not reluctant towards health. To ensure this pandemic is putting under control, the first thing is the testing has to be done to the people and they have to be isolated. Just putting people within their houses, either they are positive of COVID-19 or negative of COVID-19, that is not the case. The testing has to be done right to make sure that the cases are tested positive or negative and then they are isolated to proceed further treatment. And that is where I meant the government is reluctant, as they didn't make any clarification about the reimbursement of the payment to the private laboratories, which led to the halt of the total testing and all. Thank you.
Okay. So I think it's done. I'll just take 2 minutes because I need to clarify a few points from both of you. Both of you are good. May I ask team code 14? Team code 14.
Yes.
How are you? Yeah. Team code 14. How are you seeing this debate? Like individual versus state and private players, or state versus private players, private corporations? How you are seeing this?
So
Because
I
in the
am
rebuttal you defended the state.
yes, I have defended this state, is because this is a time where we stand united and we fight the battle. Just so you know that Australia as a country has been working towards the testing policies. They've ramped up their testing facilities and they're soon about to open their country. And
No, I'm so sorry to interrupt you. My question is that how you are seeing this debate? Individual, one side, like were you representing individual people that test has to be free for all, like the poor and the rich, for everyone?
Yes, I am seeing the debate as that
Yeah.
test
So,
free for
but in
everyone.
rebuttal, I think you took the side of the state. That is state.
I just pointed out something that was mentioned in the speech because she just specified that government is being reluctant. So I was
And
just
okay, I got it. And how you are trying to say that rich has to be included in this? Why rich has to be included in this?
it is very important to note that I agree that the 40% of the population is already been looked after by the government, but other 60% cannot be ignored. And by more and more tests that are being conducted, people will be willing to come forward and come for the testing if it is free. But not a lot of people are willing, as they think that just by staying at home is sufficient, but it is not. They do not know which
So,
surface is
are you, so in order to just clarify the point, are you comparing free with the compulsory? Like, is it necessary that when the test will be free, so everyone will go and test themselves? Like, get the test done?
I just think that yes, it will be beneficial. I don't think that it should be made compulsory for everybody. Free testing should be made compulsory.
Okay. Team. Okay, thank you. I got it. Yeah, team code 39. How you are seeing this debate? Like, whom you are defending? The state or the private players? What is your perception
defending
for
the
this?
state. Like I think that the free testing in India is not justified. That is what
Okay.
I
May I just say now, as an adjudicator, I just would like to clarify a few points to both of you. I'll declare the result later. I'll send them personally. That for team code 14, I think there has to be modification from the side of that you confine yourself to the legal points, fundamental rights, fundamental duties, whereas in this we should have talked about that how it is going to affect economically and how it is not going to affect economically, socially, politically, financially for the state. Like what Supreme Court has said, that's okay. But what is the economical implication for the same? So here, I think we were missing somewhere, okay? And otherwise, it was very good. And Team Code 39, when she is pointing out the legal implication for the same, here you should have specifically mentioned that, okay, forget about the legal implication, but what are the economical implication for the same? Like how it is going to be free for 1.3 billion people, okay? And then, according to me, there was something that tagline or the ideas, I think like 2 to 3 ideas were missing. A specific content, you refer to some case laws, fundamental right, fundamental duties. And yeah, both of the team were missing the conclusions that how, when the test is going to be free, how it is going to impact the entire country. So the impact, the conclusion was missing. Otherwise, everyone was very good. So thank you so much. I'll send the score to the teams or like to the college. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, our debaters, for giving us such a great argument. Now, I would like to call upon Mr. Sumit Maheshwari, sir, our faculty coordinator, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Mansi. Am I audible to all?
Yes, sir, you are.
Yes.
Good afternoon, adjudicator, participants, and students. It's my privilege to have been asked to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion. I, Sumit Maheshwari, faculty coordinator, on behalf of Prestige Institute of Management Research, Department of Law, would like to extend my gratitude towards whom, without we could not have pulled off this event, without our adjudicator, Mr. Pavan Rele sir, our institution and the organizing committee, who worked tirelessly from day one to make this event successful. The entire organizing committee of National Debate Competition, our sponsors, audience, everyone who held this event, and to our adjudicator. Thank you all for coordinating with us, and thank you for sharing your opinion. Thank you everyone for taking the time to be here today and listening to me. Have a great day. Stay safe. Stay healthy.
Thank you, Sumit, sir. And now we have completed our round 3. The participants are free to leave the meeting.